It's Wednesday morning at Emerson Global Users Exchange, and we're here with Nathan Pettus, who's the Director of Platform Marketing. You folks you and I think Larry O'Brien are giving a session on Friday morning?
Yeah, right. Peter, we have a Meet the Expert session on Friday morning where we're going to be talking specifically about a problem a lot of our customers have brought to us over the years, both ARC, where Larry works, and Emerson, around total lifecycle management in specific context of commercial off-the-shelf components.
Now, when you talk about that, you're talking about the fact that now once companies go to open systems for these things, they can use generic computer hardware, that sort of thing. Right. It's no longer the dedicated consoles and units.
Right.
Now, that has some wonderful benefits, but it also has some downsides.
Well, that's exactly right. Back in the mid-'90s, you know, we started seeing the industry move from the proprietary system, where you would have a Provox console, an RS3 console that was made by Rosemont, and all of the components, software and hardware, were made by the supplier, to one that was more based on open technologies, commercial off-the-shelf technologies, Windows operating system, Dell PCs, that kind of things, which do absolutely have a lot of advantages. You have a lot more choices. You're able to stay on top of the technologies much better. But as we found out, and many of our customers have found out over the last several years, there are some unintended consequences, specifically related to administration and security.
I heard a presentation at another user group by a woman who was an engineer at an oil company, who said that one of the surprises when they moved to open technology was the fact that she ended up having to add patches as a major element of her job description. There
it is. That's the one, right? So what we find is, as you get the commercial off-the-shelf technologies, yes, you get all those advantages of openness. You get some cost competition, and those things are all good. Choice is good, but what you give up there is the control over the life cycle of part of the system. And when it's a PC, like you might have at your house, I personally see, would you like to install updates almost daily? Well, that's okay if I'm just using Excel or Word, but when I'm trying to run a refinery, I think is who maybe you were speaking with, it's not okay. It's a big pain to have to try to manage a process control system and managing these updates. And I've had customers say that they have upwards of 2, 3, even 4 people dedicated simply to patch management on their systems today.
Wow. Okay, so what is the solution then? And is that what you're going to be offering?
We're gonna try. A few years ago, Emerson, we did a pretty broad survey of our customer base. What kind of sparked this Meet the Expert session on Friday was that ARC also did a similar study, completely independently. And the number one issue on both of our surveys was integration and support of commercial off-the-shelf systems from a lifecycle perspective and security. Okay, so for the last several releases, we knew at Emerson with Delta V that security was becoming more and more of a problem for our customers, and we've started to release products now that we call built for purpose. And what that really is you can take the extremes where you have proprietary off-the-shelf components, which would be Emerson makes all of them, which you have less choice, and then commercial off-the-shelf, where you have a lot of choice. What we think is there's probably a happy medium. So we swung the pendulum, if you will. I think there's probably a happy medium where you can take a commercial off-the-shelf component, maybe a Hirschman switch or a Dell computer or what have you, add some of your own software to that, and you can then take ownership of the life cycle of that product, of the security around that product, make it plug and play with your system much better, and it really becomes a component of the Delta V system, even though it's built off the latest and greatest commercial off-the-shelf technologies. We call that built for purpose, and we think that trend, we've done it with smart switches. We announced this week at Exchange we're going to do it with a smart firewall, Delta V smart firewall. We think that trend is just going to continue in this industry.
Okay, so that's 10 o'clock Friday morning?
Yeah, exactly. 10 o'clock Friday morning. Larry and I will be talking to anybody who wants to join us.
All right, we'll watch for that. Thanks.